Hey everyone, it is Andrea and today I'm coming at you with a haul. I haven't been on here in a while, but I will have a collective wax haul coming up soon. And I've just been taking a little bit of a break. Things have been crazy, busy in a great way. My hair is just doing its own thing, but it's been so busy, so I have not had time to film. I feel like I've missed a lot of videos on my regular channel, and here it's just been nuts. But I wanted to show y'all what I've picked up this month as far as board games go. This month is not over, but I think that I will be able to chillax the rest of this month knowing that I bought all of these games. We were on a book, or not book buying, we were on a game buying no ban, but you know how that works. So I'm going to show you things that I picked up from like standalone situations. Like I bought one thing first. The first one I got is Kabuto Sumo, and this I actually saw on Jenna Rose. It's the Board Game Gardens YouTube channel, and I think it was on the, I don't remember what video it was on, but I will link the video down below. But I wanted to get a dexterity game for a while, and none of them seemed to really tickle my fancy, but I thought this one looked fun. I liked the art style, and basically you are sumo wrestling bugs, beetles for the most part, and you are trying to get your opponent's game piece off of the board, make it fall off by pushing new pieces on the board. And I thought that Nick would really like to try a dexterity game as well, and he really did like this. We did play this with both Hannah and Chris, so on teams of 2, and we played it with just Nick and I. I did like this 2-player more because I thought it was a little bit more difficult to get the pieces off of the board, so that made the gameplay a little bit longer. I felt like whenever there was 4 game pieces on the board, it was super hard to like guard them all. So I think I like this better 2-player, but it was really fun and Nick really liked it, so I thought that was a win in my book. I also did place an order from Button Shy Games. I did get these 3 different games. These were a pre-order. The first one is the expansion for Ugly Gryphon Inn, and I had bought this, the initial game, because I thought that Nick would really like it, and I ended up liking it a lot. Nick actually hasn't even played it, but it is a 1-player game, and this is the expansion for it. So I thought, what the heck, I think it'd be fun to have some more patron cards. There's some other cards that are added in here as well. There's like a little guest house and things like that. So very excited to kind of add this to the main game and give it a go and play it. And then the other one, I was like, well, while I'm here, I'm going to pick up another one. And I did get Food Chain Island. And I watched a gameplay with this. It is a solo game, and I thought this looked really fun. I feel like it was kind of similar to Ugly Gryphon, and where you're kind of like, it's almost like engine building in a way. You're kind of looking at the different effects that each item has on other items around it. And I feel like that is very similar for Food Chain Island. So you have kind of like a grid for this, and you have to kind of like remove them in a way makes sense, and they like different ones eat different ones, so hence the Food Chain Island. And this one also had an expansion up for pre-order, so I just figured while I was there, these are really inexpensive for like how well they play. I figured I would just get the other one, which is the expansion as well, and give it a go all together. So I will be playing these soon. It is a solo game, so very excited about those. And then the last thing that I got like on its own, I actually was looking for at a local game store, and neither one that we went to had it, but I knew I wanted it, and I looked online and I could only really find it in 2 different places. And this is Artisans of Splendid Vale, and I don't remember the couple that I watched who did a review on it. If I remember, I'll link it down below, but they were talking about it and spoke so highly of it, and everything about it just looks so fun. And I don't know what it is about campaign games, but they just like have my whole entire heart. So Artisans of Splendid Vale just looks so stinking fun. I'm going to show you some of the pieces of it, but I will have a full post on our Instagram. If you're not following it for board game content, definitely give us a follow on Instagram. But I just feel like everything about this game is just so high quality, and it looks like just like hours and hours of fun. So you have your map, there is the rule book, which is kind of heftier, and then there is the action scene book, which has like a really pretty like embossing on it. And this is like you go on that map to different places, and then they have the larger map with the kind of like what's going on the other side. And My God, I just think it's gorgeous, beautiful, perfection. I did open up, so as far as campaign games go, we also want to play Gloomhaven, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is going to knock me out. This is a pretty thick box. It's obviously like a smaller version of Gloomhaven, and Nick and I are going to play this alone, not with the board game group, and because I've read that it's better 2-player than it is 4-player, but you could play this 4-player, but I know Hannah and Chris are going to play it on their own too, and then we're going to probably play Gloomhaven all together because that's going to be a long one. So, and this I think will be a nice like kind of intro into that, but I feel like as far as like the quality of materials, I feel like Artisan of Splendidvale for a campaign game, they have like very similar materials in ways, but I feel like this is just better. Like it's just, the quality is just nicer. Then you have your character sheets. There are 4 like standard characters, and they are just like, everything's just so stinking beautiful. We love campaigns. We've only played one so far, but we're all addicted. We're playing My City, which is a campaign game, but it also has like a legacy version. You got your punch outs, and you have your little protector here, and my God, guys, you have your little boxes where you'll keep all of your cards and things with their names and their pronouns and their, like, I don't know, jobs or like skill. And then everyone has their own book, which this is like also very chunky. So this is the character book, and then you all kind of read through this. There's different pictures and different like text, and then where there's like little ... that means that somebody else based on their symbol would be reading that, and it's only in their book. And then the couple that I was watching, they said that there's like pictures, and sometimes the picture will show different things to different people depending on what the game wants your character specifically to see. There's also, this is going to be the biggest part of this haul. Everything else will kind of be like zooming through, but this is like the highlight, the meat and potatoes of this haul, and I'll put where I bought it down below because like I said, I couldn't find it locally. This is the little card stack. So there's all different cards in here, but the one that I wanted to highlight most, that's I think is so fun and so cool, is they have these like sticker cards. So they have like what it is, and then you get to stick it on your board. So not only do they have that for like skills and things like that, but they also have them for clothing and like weapons and like things you craft to like give you things. But there's so many of them in there, and I was just literally screaming. And then there's this little box here that has all of the like loose game pieces. So you have all of your little meeples and things in here. You have some little, oopsies, where'd those go? There's little plastic things for the standees. The standees are in here. And then you have, everybody has their own pencil with their character and their character name on it. There's a set of dice and some more meeples in here as well. So honestly, I am so pumped. I am going to be campaigning hard for this to be our next campaign game. I think it'd be better for us to start this because it seems a little less intense than Gloomhaven. If you've played both, let me know which you think would be a better starter, as far as, obviously My City is more of a campaign in a puzzle way, and this is more of a campaign like an adventure way. So as far as an adventure game goes, let me know what you think if you've played them both, or if you've played one of them and you really are campaigning for that one to be played first. But I'm thinking / hoping / I will be begging for us to start this one next after we finish My City, which I also did pre-order My Island, which is a campaign game, and then also My City Draw and Roll, or Roll and Draw, and that's also a campaign roll and write, which I'm very excited about that as well. So let's go ahead and get into the ones that I got at Target. Target had a buy one get one 50% off, which I feel like is a pretty good deal for the most part. I feel like a lot of like local game shops will have things cheaper, but then sometimes with this kind of deal, we just get them on there. And sometimes they don't have some of these games because a lot of them at Target are a little bit more like retail-y. But the first one was Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, and again, this is a campaign game. This one is more of like a fantasy campaign adventure. It's cooperative, and I am excited to play it with Nick. I think it was like pretty inexpensive as well. The Artisan Splendidvale is more expensive, but even just like this like paper is very, like, it already came like warped, and it's just like, the paper is very flimsy. There's not really that many like maps in the scenario book. There's your glossary, your gameplay, and And then the other scenario book. These ones are a little bit nicer as far as quality, but still, like, the paper is just kind of cheap. You have your little stack of punch outs. So you have different coins and standees and things like that. You have the stickers for your map. And then your little, like, map board. Then there's also these, which I'm assuming are like health. I haven't read too much into this. And the nice thing in here is the game trays are really nice. You have these individual, I'm assuming these are for the different like campaigns. Yeah. I would assume. I'd have to like look through the rules. But everything is really nicely packaged in here. So I am very excited to get into it, especially because I think Nick will like this one better. When I did open both of them and kind of like show him like, oh, this is what this looks like. You have your little standee holders, you have cards, extra baggies in a roll, which is really nice. These also, I'm assuming these you kind of open up along the way along with those other packages, so I'm not going to get too much into those. Stuff here. But yeah, I'm excited for both. TBH, I thought Nick would be more excited for this one, like I said, because it's a little bit more fantasy adventure. The other one's just a little, it's still a fantasy adventure, but it's a little bit more cutesy. But he actually was more excited for Artisans of Splendid Vale just because of like how like intense the like quality and everything is and how unique that one looks. But he's still excited to play this one as well. And you can get this at Target. I'm pretty sure you could get it on Amazon. You could get it at a local game store. Actually, I don't know if I've seen it at a local game store. I feel like I don't know if I've seen Gloomhaven in general at a local game store. So I've seen Frosthaven, but not Gloomhaven, I don't think. But I got mine at Target at buy one, get 50% off. Also did pick up Wingspan. And I like Wingspan. I have played Wingspan Asia, which is basically the same thing, but with like a 2-player board in the middle, and it also serves as an expansion for this. So you can play this one, I think it's 2 to 4, 1 to 5, and then you can use the expansions to like higher the count. But Asia, you can also play a standalone, whereas I'll show you, I did pick up the European expansion, which is a expansion. It's not like a standalone, whereas Asia is a standalone, I'm pretty sure. And Nick has actually really loved Wingspan. It's his favorite game of the month of February, Wingspan Asia. We haven't played regular Wingspan, but I do want to play this with the group just to say we've done it because it is a very popular game. You can buy it at Target. And the idea of this is you're kind of have your own little flock of birds. They lay eggs. They have different like action traits that you can activate, and you're just kind of collecting different resources to get the birds and play them, and then see who has the most victory points at the end. I liked it. It's not my favorite game in the whole entire world, but it is one of those games that like I feel like if you're getting into games, it's one that everyone loves. It's very easy to play once you learn the rules. I feel like the rules were a little bit confusing at first whenever me and Hannah first played it, especially when me and Nick first played it, oh my gosh, that was a little bit of a doozy. But now it's like Nick's favorite thing ever. It's because he has one strategy he sticks to and he usually wins with it, which I'm just saying, like 60-some% of the time I win games. So if Nick's winning something, he's really enjoying it. Then, because I was getting buy one, get one 50% off, these were like ones I picked up because I had picked up some online and then I picked up some in store, and then I also picked up Catan Jr. to give to Bennett for Easter. But this one I thought looked interesting. It's Goonies Never Say Die. It's just like a little like Funko game. So I'm excited to try this one out because it looks like a cute little kind of like mystery, and we do love the Goonies around here, and Chris likes the Goonies too. So I think this one will be a fun one for Nick to bring to the table whenever it's his choice game night. I also did pick up this because, I don't know, did I pick up regular Villainous Marvel? I don't know. I think I picked this up at a game store, so I'm going to leave it over there. But I did pick up the expansion, which is the Mischief and Malice. It has Madame Mask, I don't know, Marvel stuff, Loki, and MODOK, I don't know. But Nick really likes Marvel, and Hannah has most, if not all, of the Disney, like regular classic Disney Villainous. So I figured that it could be my duty to have the Marvel, and then I'll probably eventually get the Star Wars one as well. But everyone really loves Villainous. It's another one that I feel like is kind of like a gateway slash like a starter game that kind of gets a lot of people into board games. So I'm excited to see how this one goes. And Nick really likes Loki as far as like all of the options between the games. I think he would pick Loki to play, and you can use this as an expansion or as a standalone game. So I'm excited to play that one. I need to like rearrange my stack. Then I also picked up this is from our local game store. I got them all at Tanuki, I believe. I'm pretty sure. And this one is the Marvel, just the standalone game. Like, I guess they're both standalone games. So this is the main game. This one has Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger, and Taskmaster. And yeah, it's just Villainous, but the Marvel version. So I figured I'd pick that one up. And again, like when I'm buying games, I'm trying to get things that obviously I want, but also things that I think that will make Nick really excited, despite the fact that Nick gets excited for most of the things that I bring to the table as well. There is also Wingspan, the European expansion. I just figured we're in it to win it with Wingspan. Nick really likes it. I did not think that Nick would like Wingspan as much as he does, but I figured it was at Tanuki, it was $20, and might as well just round out the collection. I think I still have to get the, I don't remember what the other one is, but I have one more to get, and then I'm thinking about getting the nesting box because there's a lot of boxes, and some of these, especially the Asia one too, is a very odd shape. Also picked this up at Tanuki. It was like $20 and figured, why the heck not? It's called Happiest Game Magic Kingdom Park Edition. I'm thinking about I think I might give this one. I have to like watch how to play and see which one's easier, but I have Catan Jr. and then I also have this one, and I'm going to give Bennett one for Easter, and then I'll probably save the other one for whatever next holiday there is. But I'll just see which one is easier because he's kind of just like, he really wants to play games, but he doesn't understand them too much. So I'm going to see which one looks easier and go from there. But this looks really, really cute. And I love that it says that the game board transforms from day to night. And it's just a part of the like 50th stuff. So it's a newer game. And it's just another one of the Funko games. So they're just cute. They usually have really nice theming and like are good quality products. So I figured for $20 it was a nice thing to be able to pick up as like a gift for the future. And then the last thing I picked up at Tanuki is New York Zoo. And I have looked at this a bunch of times. Hannah is like kind of in charge of the zoo and restaurant and roller coaster like amusement park games. So she has like literally all of them. But she like picks up, she's like, I'm surprised you haven't looked at this one. And the reason why is because it has like these tile pieces, which I love laying tiles. I love puzzly games. These tiles remind me of like My City tiles, but also this kind of reminds me of Tiny Towns because you have the grid, but also so does My City. I love that vibe, that aesthetic. So I really do think I am going to like this. It has 127 meeples. I did actually buy meeple stickers for this because I just know I'm going to like it. And I like that you could play it 1 to 5 players. I haven't watched how to play on this, but I am sure I'm going to like it. And again, it's just like a really cute puzzly zoo game. So that was the last thing I picked up at Tanuki. And then I just have some like other random things to show you. Literally oh no, just kidding. I have one more thing. I picked this up and I was looking, they have like a section that's not necessarily like labeled roll-in rights, but all of the roll-in rights basically live there. And this is the one that I thought looked the most interesting. And this is Railroad Ink Challenge, and it's the green version, the Lush Green Edition. It includes expansion Forest and Trails. So I figured I would give it a go. I've been really loving roll-in rights. This one's more of like a roll-in draw, so I'm like interested to see how Nick does with it because I feel like it might be a little complicated because he's not like the best at like drawing things. He gets a little confused on that front. But you can play this up to 8 players, which is kind of nice if we were having like more people over. And it just looks like something fun and different. They didn't have like the regular Railroad Ink Challenge. They only had the green, yellow, and I think blue ? So I picked this one up and figured we'd try it out. If we like it, we'll get the other ones. And then, like I said, we do have 2 last things that I did pick up. I did go ahead and pick up some game trays because sometimes our table gets real messy. And not messy like dirty, messy like we could use game trays. So I picked these up off of Amazon, and these are by Game Trays, which I really love Game Trays. They did like the parks insert. They did There's another insert I was looking at. I was like, oh, this is really nice. I'm like, oh, it's because it's by Game Trays, but I don't remember what it was. They do a lot of different trays, and this is just the white set. So it has the 2-section one, and then there is also the single section one. So I figured these would be nice to have on hand whenever we're playing a game. You could also store things in them, but personally, I mean, I'll probably save the tops, but I would just keep these like in a stack of just this, and we could, like, when we're bringing out a game, we could put all of the resources and things in here, or monies, or whatever we need, so it's not flying all over the table. We could also separate them out. And then last but not least, before my battery dies, is I did get some of these off of AliExpress. You could get them on Amazon too, but I feel like color-wise it was kind of lacking. But these are also kind of like similar aspect. They're kind of like dice trays, but they are the like faux leather. They came in a bunch of different colors, and you can just snap these up. These are really nice for travel if you're going to do, like, not this shape, but like a square one if you want to do like a roll-and-write. I will be bringing one with me to Disney, the square, but you can put resources in these, and I got a bunch of pink and a bunch of white. They were really inexpensive, like $1 and change each, so I just picked up a bunch. So that is everything for this haul. I hope y'all liked it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll talk to you in my next one.